So, I've decided to do something a little bit different for this episode. So I've picked out 7 different beers from my local Sainsburys, which were produced by Brewdog, and they differ in terms of ABV and flavour. And you know, this will be the first and only time on this channel, hopefully, that I'm reviewing Brewdog beers, because personally, I'm not the biggest of fans, but I thought it'd be good to review Brewdog just for the sake of it. Maybe try and get some views on it, who knows. I hope you enjoy the video that's coming up. So, Brewdog is a brewery that a lot of people in the craft beer world are familiar with, so they don't need that much of an introduction. Brewdog are a brewery based in Ellen, Aberdeenshire in Scotland. They were founded, I think, in 2007, and they have God knows how many bars and even a hotel in this country, so it's going to be impossible to tell you exactly where to go because they're pretty much everywhere like vermin. But without further ado, let's get into the review. It's going to be a long one. So, Wingman is a 4.3% session IPA with a rather bitchy can design. That is the most bitchin' bird that I have ever seen. Pussy Destroyer. If we turn around, the eagle has landed. Don't sue me, Saxon. And then there's just all the ingredients here. Blah 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 blah. Other languages as well. Recycling for pretty much every European country. There's the ABV and the name. You know what? I'm going to line all these cans up and just take side shots of these. It's almost like a book. Okay, so the first beer of this video is going to be Wingman. Let's get it open, shall we? I'll get the ring pull. Now, I've never had Wingman before, so this looks like a fairly new brew compared to when I last properly drank Brewdog beers back, I know, during the pandemic. Glass of choice today, this will be washed up quite a few times, is the Baron Tankard. It's a good enough vessel for small amounts of beer because I don't intend on drinking all these beers at once. So let's get this poured out. God, it looks very West Coasty, not very hazy at all. Oh God. Just top it up a tiny little bit. About a 1 finger whitehead. This looks very West Coasty and I'm not really a fan of West Coasts. Let's get it down me, shall we? Oh God. Yeah. What the fuck is this? It's trying to be like neck oil, this one is. It's like Brewdog's version of another really shit beer. Fucking, let's get another taste of it, just in case it's just, I feel my eyes bloody watering from this one, fucking hell. Okay, it's not as offensive on the second swig, but oh God, you're getting a lot of bitterness. This really isn't something you'd really want to be drinking first thing in a session if you're someone like me. As I said, you can literally see your hand through it as well. It's not really a sort of beer you'd see me drinking. In terms of taste, it's very malty, but not overly hoppy. I can see why people would drink this. The sorts of people, because I'm assuming this is probably on draft, like in a couple of places maybe. It's not nearly as pungent as, say, Punk IPA, which I will be reviewing later on in the video. But it's Got a rather sweet, malty sort of aroma as well. I should have sniffed first. Right. I don't know, there's really not much with this, to be fair. So, what do I give this? It'd be a 2.25 for me. I might drink this in a pub if it's there, but if there's something better, it's not for me.
No.
Hazy Jane is a 5% New England IPA. What does it say? United we stand for better beer, fiercely defiant and independent. Well, we'll see about that. Embrace the opaque. All the ingredients. Hazy Jane. Beer number 2. Hazy Jane. I have had Hazy Jane a few times before. Can't remember the last time I had it, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as that Wingman. So let's get it cracked open. And let's pour it out. Just try to get a bit more head on it. Very carbonated, but it is definitely hazy, which is a good start. I can't really seem to decipher the smell too much. There's a little bit of fruitiness to it. It's not sweet either. But it's not the best. I'd rather drink this over the Wingman. It's not overly bitter, but I do prefer the flavoured Hazy Janes. They did have the peach one, I believe, in my Sainsburys, but I chose for the original, just because I haven't had it for a while, and I didn't want to sort of ruin my palate with like flavoured beers. I don't know with this one, to be fair. It's definitely worthy of a decent enough review, I guess. There's almost a good bit of Citra in there. I'm pretty sure the main hop is Citra. Footage corrupted again. So as I was saying, you're getting the taste of Citra in there, and it's not overly offensive. My only concern I'll probably say is a little bit lackluster in terms of taste. So what am I going to give this one? So I don't want to be overly critical, because it is drinkable at the end of the day. But the problem is, like, I don't know what I'm really working with here. So just one more swig. Yeah, so what I'm really getting is like a sort of citrusy taste to it. I'm going to be nice with this one. I'm going to give it a 3-star. I'd definitely drink it if it was on the tap. If there was nothing else good, Hazy Jane would be my beer of choice for the start of a session. Ah yes, the classic, the post-modern classic, Punk IPA. So, this one a lot of people know about. You pretty much find it in a lot of pubs. It doesn't really need that much of an explanation, really. The beer that started it all. Yeah. All the stuff here. It's a 5.4% brew. I couldn't remember the exact ABV because it keeps on changing. But I think when it was first brewed, I think it was a 5.5 or a 5.7. It's the ultimate classic. So, the postmodern classic, so they say. The beer that started it all. And it was one of my first craft beers that I drunk in a Wetherspoons a good few years ago. Obviously, by that point, it had been a good few years since Brewdog had like firmly established themselves, so the beer quality then probably wasn't as good. But let's get it cracked open, because I don't want my phone to run out of storage again, even though I've got the iCloud stuff sorted out. But you know, Apple are just pieces of shit. So let's get it poured out. It is washed out, don't worry, it's just water. Good bit of carbonation on this one for once. About, yeah, I'll probably say 2-finger Whitehead. It's not exactly hazy, no. I don't know what the aroma is really. It's fairly hoppy, I'll probably say, but that's the only thing I can really get from it. So let's get it down the hatch. Yeah, there's a reason why I stopped drinking Punk IPA. God. God. It's ever so slightly fruity. But it's just... I just don't know what it's meant to taste like. It's just like one of those things. I think it's probably on par with the Wingman in terms of taste. Let's just get a little bit more in there. You might be wondering, why am I continuing to drink this god-awful beer? Well, for review purposes, I want to try and give something an impartial review, even though I know it tastes like shit. Don't at me. It's like going down the throat. There's not really that much of a taste to it. It just tastes like shite. One of Brewdog's most mass-produced beer, of course it's going to taste like shite. God. I'm still trying to figure out, because it's been a few years since I've like properly drunk Punk IPA, and I'll say it doesn't taste as bitter as it used to. Maybe my taste buds have changed. But it's still just, I don't know what it's meant to be like. All I'm really getting is like a sort of slightly fruity taste with a subtle bitterness at the end. I definitely wouldn't want to voluntarily drink it in the pub. But what am I going to give this? Give it a 2.5. It's meh. There are definitely better beers around. There's only one place Punk IPA belongs. And it's down the sink. Hey, 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 we've got the Elvis Juice grapefruit infused IPA. The can designs are pretty much almost the same on all these core beers. Juiced up and ready to rock and roll. Don't ever hire me as an Elvis impersonator. 6.5% on this scale. We are starting to go up a little bit. All the ingredients.
go. With some added grapefruit.
So now we're moving up to the Elvis Juice, and I have no idea what Elvis fucking sings about. Yeah, it's a nice design on the can. I'll give you that. I never used to be able to drink this, so let's give this a proper try, shall we? Let's get the down. From what I remember, it's pretty much just punk IPA with a bit of grapefruit in there instead. It's very sort of amber colour. It's not hazy. You can see everything. Say two finger whitehead. Let's top it up a little bit more. Same amount of carbonation as the punk IPA. Definitely smell the grapefruit in there.
My ass.
Maybe a little bit of hoppiness as well from it. Let's get down the hatch. Oh, fucking bitter. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking bitter. Take it back, this is worse than punk IPA. Holy shit. Christ. You get the grapefruit, definitely get the grapefruit, but fucking hell, that is bitter. If this was on cask or something, like, I can assume like a lot of camera drinkers would probably drink it. Second sip, still some bitterness in there, and that grapefruit taste does stay. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm not really overly the biggest fan of grapefruit flavoured beers. I tend to rate them a bit lower, just purely because grapefruit's a bit of a meh sort of thing. But just don't know. I'm at least giving it a try, so you can't say I'm being impartial about it, or whatever the fucking correct term is. Prejudice. Ugh.
That is one big pile of shit.
I cannot stand this at all. No. That is going down the sink. I don't need to refilm that. No, that's a 1.75. Oh, God. Nah. Not for me at all. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, why am I throwing my money down the drain? If I'm not going to like any of these beers, what's the point in reviewing them if I'm going to give that opinion? Well, the next one might blow your socks off.
Lucky Break.
Something I haven't heard of before. I don't think I can get a lucky break in life. It's not as bitchin' as the Wingman, but there's a second animal. Ironic that Brewdog are featuring a cat. So it's a 6.7% New England IPA. Fortune favours the brave. And then the same ingredients as pretty much every other beer. Lucky break from never reviewing Brewdog beers again. After that horrendous Elvis Juice, hopefully there's a lucky break. I'm about 5 cans in now. I'm starting to feel a little bit buzzed. But I have poured pretty much half of them down the sink, really, so I'll probably say I haven't been binge drinking, but I definitely wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing for this video. I am a professional drinker, I guess. Let's get it open, shall we? A glass. Not very carbonated. I mean, you call this head? Okay, well, maybe pinky fingers worth of head. Fucking hell. It's a little bit fruity, the aroma. I don't know what else. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit fruity. Let's see what it's like. A little bit of bitter to start off, and then there's a really nice sort of almost like mandarin taste. Actually, I don't know whether there's nectarine on this or whether it's a similar hop that gives you sort of mandarin taste. It's not half bad, actually. See, this is the sort of beer that Brewdog should be brewing instead of Punk IPA. It is really a lucky break from the Punk IPA and the Elvis Juice. Yeah. So what I'm really getting is sort of like orangey mandarin taste. And fucking dog in the background. Fuck me. Who let the fucking dogs out, eh?
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
It does taste a bit strong, which is to be expected. Of its alcohol percent of 6.7, I believe. But this ain't that bad. I wouldn't chug it. But I'd definitely order this if I was going to like a Brewdog bar if they had it on. Not like I would go to a Brewdog bar because I don't really support Brewdog. What would I give this? I'll give this a 3.75. I'm actually rather impressed by this one. Yeah. I approve of this. Now we're moving on to the big boy beers. Arcade Made. It's an 8% double dry hopped dipper, which is designed with gaming in mind, so they say. Coin operated beer. Yeah. Coin operated in fucking price. And then there's the ingredients again. Arcade Made. Now we're getting into the big boys. And I am slightly intoxicated. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to do this all in one session. Oh well. So, I don't know what to expect to this. It's meant to be a coin operated beer. Maybe it's going to be nice, or maybe it's going to be an absolute fucking rip-off. Let's see how it opens. I'm not expecting to drink too much of this because I don't really do dippers. There it is. Not really that much to it in terms of aroma. A little bit sweet, maybe. Can't really sniff for any clues on this one, so let's get down the hatch. Whoa, fucking, oh. It's not horrible. It's just like the initial booziness that was coming into it. Fucking hell, that is boozy. There's a nice little sweet, fruity taste to it. Almost a little bit of vanilla in there, almost. Like, still can't. I don't know why I'm sniffing it again. But it is fucking strong. To be fair, I mean, the sorts of people who drink dippers this should be no issue for you. It's not that bad in terms of dippers. But as a little wuss who doesn't like dippers, because they're too strong, this is a bit of a challenge for me, to be fair. Let's try not to try not to throw up as well. There's definitely some tropicalness to it. Like a sweet vanilla, a bit of like mango and pineapple to it. It's not too bad, to be fair. It's definitely something I wouldn't normally drink. What'll I give this? I'll give it a 3. 3 stars. Just purely for the benefit of the doubt of my own taste buds. There is some nice flavour to it, but it's certainly not the most drinkable of things. This can would probably take me quite a while to drink under normal circumstances. But for the sake of a review, it's not too bad.
And finally, we're on to the King Crush, which is a mango and passion fruit double milkshake IPA. Now, when I brought this, I didn't realise it was a double IPA, but it's quite a fitting finisher for the rest of the video. The can does kind of look half like a guillotine, half like a king from a playing card. I'm assuming the latter is what it's meant to be, instead of a guillotine, where some of the famous kings in history have ended up. A kingdom of flavour awaits. We'll see about that one. All the ingredients as well. There's a couple more ingredients just purely because of the additions to it. It's an 8.4% double IPA King Crush. Let's see whether I'm going to crush this one down. The King, my boy, Crush. Right, well, this is the last beer on the session, and thank fuck. I've been feeling slightly inebriated, but I haven't really been enjoying myself. So the quicker this episode is finished being filmed, the better. Yes, we have the King Crush, which is an 8.4% milkshake dipper. I am an absolute sucker for milkshake IPAs. I have not had a milkshake IPA for a while. And I think the last one I had was a Brewdog one. So, let's see how it fares. Once again, low carbonation on this. Smells a little bit almost like marzipan. It's like a tiny bit sweet, maybe like a sort of vanilla aroma to it. Very boozy, I must say. A little bit of the sort of ice cream flavour-ish. It's almost a bit like strawberry ice cream, shall I say. But I don't know. I keep on saying I don't know, but it's just the way I review stuff. So it's a little bit creamy, fruity at the same time, I'd say. But I was expecting a lot more from this, to be fair. Maybe it's because I'm used to sours. I do like a good sour. But I'm getting a little bit of strawberry from it. There's another flavour which I'm getting which I can't really describe. Yes, after looking on Untapped, I figured out it was tropical. Wasn't because I looked on Untapped, but it's pleasant enough. It's not overly thick. It's quite thin pour as well. Because a lot of other milkshake IPAs I've had in the past, they've been quite thick. They've been make me feel a little bit bloated as well at the same time. But this one's different. It's got the flavour, but it just doesn't make you feel full up.
At this point, you can really tell that I'm struggling after 7 beers in to actually figure out what the fuck is in this beer.
It's a vanilla strawberry with this one. Nothing else really. And this is after a good few swigs of this as well. Maybe it's because it's the end of the session. Maybe it's because I'm slightly inebriated. But it's very hard to determine the exact taste. If I was to say something, it'd probably be more like strawberry milkshake, maybe. It's not really my cup of tea. I do like strawberry milkshake as a flavour, but in a beer, nah. I'm going to give this a 2.5. And that's being very generous. 2.5 it is. But yeah, I'll give my conclusion in just a moment. For the last one, it's not too bad. It's definitely got a bit of body, unlike the rest of the beers. Which is good to finish off on. Cheers. So, what's my conclusion on Brewdog beers? You can get fairly inebriated off them. Brewdog tends to cater for people starting to get into craft beer, which I do respect. But for a craft beer veteran, you wouldn't really call me a veteran, but for the sake of this video, I'm someone who enjoys their craft beer. Would I recommend Brewdog to anyone else? Absolutely not, no. It's something that you start off on, and then you just get into other breweries, really. It's just the circle of life. And that's what they're trying to sort of get into, like getting people into craft beer, and then whatever else happens, really. But I've had a good enough afternoon under one session. But if you enjoyed what I was doing, if you enjoyed the beers I was drinking, let me know whether you've had any of the beers. I'm sure everyone's had Punk IPA before, or Elvis Juice. But until next time, I haven't got a glass in my hand, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.